So you are about to have complete financial security because you know that you no longer need it. Now, as we think about how we live and go about day-to-day life, a lot of us are in a place of that continuing concern about where this future flow of money is going to come from. And it's a lot of weight on your mind because you're thinking about, well, what are my immediate expenses now and what's going to happen in the future? And I have all these things I want to do. And the other thing is, a lot of the times where you create your money is not necessarily the thing that is in touch with you internally, that gives you that excitement and motivation. But when we actually stop focusing on financial security and outcome, we actually have a much more likelihood of generating it. So let me tell you what I'm talking about. We incarnated into this 3D existence as the divine spark, as a microcosm of the infinite creative power of the universe. So the first thing that we have to know is everything that we want in terms of financial security, in terms of our dream life, in terms of even material things that we desire, we already have. We already have that. Now, it's simply just our 3D world around us and our own mind and thought process that tells us that we don't have it. So when we become removed from our natural state, our natural soul state, who we are, this infinite universal being, and we start living too much in the 3D world, we become impacted by everything that 3D world is telling us. So we say, I don't know how long this paycheck is going to continue. I don't feel like I have enough money to pay all these bills, to send my kids to college, to do all these things that I want to do. We start to candidly just drown in this idea of thoughts and this world that we live in day to day. So when we start to reunite ourselves with the infinite natural state of our current being, and this takes some daily internal reflection, we start to get back to this place of just this deeper knowing that we actually have it all. We'll feel that internally. Now, again, we'll have this 3D world feedback that might occasionally say we're short on something, but that knowing is there inside, deep internally. So we have to focus on the fact that we have it all and then begin to follow our excitement and what motivates us, our intuition, to take us to that place. So we feel into this place where we know that we have it all, and then we follow our intuition to actually allow it to occur. Now, I experienced this for a lot of years. I used to work in the corporate world for 15 plus years. And I was always thinking about that next promotion and that next salary bump and how much I had in my savings account and how much that would last if everything went terribly wrong. And that's just not a place we want to live in. We don't want to think about this potential financial insecurity. I also had this later when I started my own businesses. I'd say it was even worse then because I had this savings and then I was spending it to build a business up. And every day I'm writing checks, seeing money go out the door, and nothing's coming in yet. So again, this constant weight on my mind. But where I made a real change was when I started to think in this way that we're talking about. When I started to think that I'm walking in a path that feels right for me from this entrepreneurial perspective at that time. I know that the universe has got my back. I know that I'm creating an alignment. So even if things in the 3D world are telling me that I'm not abundant in financial resources, I'm going to ignore it and just know that I intuitively have it. And the moment I started thinking like that, there were times where we're trying to close a sale of something and I'm waiting for cash to come in and it's getting drawn out, and I started thinking like, universe has got my back. I'm an infant creator. I know what's going to happen. And then the moment I started thinking like that, the sale would occur. Like money would come in the door. So again, it's freeing yourself from this constant influx of the 3D world and your own mind telling you that you still have a lot of financial security to gain, that it's something that you don't have now. If you start to go back to your permanent universal state, what you are as an infinite being, that everything you could ever want is part of you, and the creative capacity of your imagination could create anything you want, and you know that and trust in it. It all comes down to true trust and faith at the end of the day. Then there's no need to focus on outcome. There's no need to focus on what you don't have at the moment, because you know it's already there. And when you know it's already there, it starts to show up immediately.